Good afternoon. We are on Friday the 13th of June in PINTA after an amazing panel discussion hosted by Julia Peyton Jones, co-director of the Serpentine Gallery. We are thrilled to have her with us for Artefacto, and we would like to know, Julia, how do you see the development of Latin American art?
The development of Latin American art is absolutely extraordinary and also incredibly exciting. We opened the Serpentine Gallery, our new building, in September last year with a Latin American artist, Adrián Villaroja, who was commissioned by us to do a complete installation in the new building. So that is a very real commitment by the Serpentine. But we are not the only institution that has made this commitment. We've recently started an Americas Foundation, a foundation that will encourage and support Latin American artists. And of course our pavilion this year is designed by Smiljan Radic, who is a Chilean architect, who is 49 years old, so in architectural terms very young, who's designed the most extraordinary pavilion, which we can't wait to show you.
We can't wait to see it either. And you've made several trips to Latin America as well and have been coming to the fair for several years. What are the differences from when you first came to the fair this time?
Well, the fair is a source of incredible fascination because it's a moment for all of the people who visit it to become better known, to understand better Latin American art. And of course you have historical figures here, you have emerging artists, and under one roof is a snapshot of some of the concerns and some of the artists, some of the practitioners who are working today. So it's really an extraordinary ecosystem of knowledge, and learning. So I feel very privileged to come here because I come away knowing much more at the end of it than I did at the beginning.
So do we. And within that dialogue and conversations, we were discussing behind the cameras that there may be the Chinese galleries in the future selling Latin American art, or this globalization is taking us to places we never imagined. So how do you see that conversation of the art world going?
Well, there are no boundaries anymore. There are no restrictions to any individual or collector, museum or gallery, curator, commercial gallery moving across the world. It's a global initiative. Contemporary culture now is worldwide, it's embedded worldwide, and the appetite for it is so strong that really the Chinese will be buying art from Argentina, the Chileans are buying art from Africa. This cross-fertilization, it very much reflects the times in which we live. And those times are, of course, very dynamic, very exciting, sometimes dangerous. But the artists are responding to this extraordinary period, the time of today, 2014, in all its complexity. And that's what makes different cultures look on these kind of topics and exploring them. It makes it such a fascinating way of looking at contemporary culture through the eyes of artists who are working worldwide.
Well, last question would be to give us 3 of your recommendations of Latin American artists that have struck you or talked to you, and you can pass them on to us.
Well, the Serpentine is committed to art, architecture and design. And of course, how could we not mention those architects and designers and artists that we're working with? So I would have to say Adrián Villaroja, I would have to say Smiljan Radic, and I suppose I would have to acknowledge the great modernist Oscar Niemeyer. So we go from Oscar, who is a figure of history, who designed our pavilion in 2003, through to Smiljan Radic at 49, who is, a fraction of his age, to Adrián Villaroja, who is, of course, in his very early 30s. And that crossing generations is really where the art world is today. It's an extraordinary dynamic place, and so exciting as a result.
Thank you so much. See you at the opening.